Hello and welcome to another episode of our From the Helm series, live here at the Resources Rising Stars Conference on the Gold Coast for 2025. I'm Grady Wulff, Senior Market Analyst with Bell Financial Group. A familiar face here, Ian Bamborough, the Managing Director of Saturn Metals, joins me now. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Hi Grady, great to be here.
Now, for our investors who may not be familiar with the Saturn Metals story, can you give us a quick overview of what the company does?
Yep, gold company, Western Australia, been an explorer, now a developer. 2.24 million ounces and a pre-feasibility out very soon, which I think will present a very positive picture of our future.
Absolutely. Now, Saturn has been on a pretty strong run recently. Tailwinds in the gold sector, we'd love to see it. With market capitalisation increasing to $250 million, what are the success factors driving this, in your opinion?
Drill results in the first instance. We've seen a beautiful sequence of perhaps the bones or the higher grade architecture within Apollo Hill really come together after a really big push on the drilling. And if you want the smokes cleared on the opportunity with that infill drilling, we've seen some higher grade shoots come together. Something I think we've always known was there, but we've really been able to join the dots for people. And I think more importantly, you can see what's coming next exploration potential wise. As the pre-feasibility comes to fruition, I think we're seeing a much clearer pathway to production for the company and a bright future.
Now, on Apollo Hill, talk to me about this asset as a whole. Why is it so attractive to turn into a development opportunity for Saturn?
Virgin gold deposit,
wow.
2 million ounces in one big, single, simple, low strip, large selective mining, low unit cost, really what that translates to. Pit. Because it's a bulk mining asset, we can actually approach it with heap leach, a very clean and efficient metallurgy, again translating into a lower cost structure and perhaps more typical of some of the big gold deposits you'd see in the US, and which nice, beautifully end up being some of the lowest cost producers in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Low cost is exactly what you want to hear in a gold space. So all-in sustaining costs is a key metric investors definitely look for. Now, you've posted multiple resource updates over the last 12 months. When's the next one due out?
Early 26.
Yeah,
so we're drilling away now, both in terms of conversion and earlier this week we would have started a bit of a growth push following on from some of these nice new trends and opportunities we've seen, such as Iris, which I think has really captured the market's imagination.
Now, talking about Iris, you've announced multiple high-grade drill results. What grades are you seeing there, and how does this play into the outlook and the structure of moving forward at Apollo Hill?
I'd have to think hard about some intersections, and there's been that many of them. I think a couple of our announcements have been the full front page. But, Apollo Hill has been that bulk mining. We're seeing things that I think most other gold producers in the Goldfields with a mill CIL circuit would be quite happy with, and the thicknesses. So that said, the metallurgy is very simple, and I think we've always been able to process this with a heap leach, given the high recoveries we've been getting. I think ultimately, the future of Apollo Hill's bright, and perhaps the best heap leach deposits in the world end up segmenting their grade profile and eventually end up building, mills to take that kind of opportunity, and that's in the future for us, but I think it's firmly in our future as well.
You can definitely see that on the horizon. Now, you're working towards a pre-feasibility study later this year. Can you tell us about the economics of the land and the asset that you have and the project, and what studies have already been completed that really give you optimism for what's to come?
Yeah, the preliminary economic assessment we did, it's coming up to 2 years ago now. I think one of the nice things is we're doing the work. We're seeing, I think we did our homework properly back then. So I think in terms of operating cost structure, I think we can really see we're even too conservative. So that's been nice to see to come together. We've just visited a couple of heap leach operations in the US from a technical perspective, looking at their processing circuits, and then sat down with Caps Cassidy and Reno, who are our process engineer design people. And I think the other thing that gave me great joy was to actually see the way we've designed the circuit into the PFS. with Apollo Hill having a quite nice, clean, efficient metallurgy and having that expertise, I think we'll see a nice process circuit for delivery, a very consistent product to pad, and I think we're really trying to set ourselves up to operate properly in the future.
Now, what is the broader development timeline for the company, and in terms of Now, what is the broader English is not my strength today. What is a broader development timeline for the company in your aspirations to becoming a mid-tier gold producer?
Yeah, I like mid-tier. That's a good start. Not first tier.
No, we like mid-tier.
Yeah, we'll go straight into mid-tier. So PFS December.
Yeah.
October, November next year for the definitive feasibility study. I think we're very much on track for that. Obviously, there's a project financing and permitting which overlaps with the kind of finish of that process. So I think we're sort of early 28, end of 27, we'll be in that position where we're starting to see clarity on, subject to everything going right, which fingers crossed it is at the moment.
That's not too far away now. And finally, why should investors consider an investment in Saturn Metals in this current market environment?
Big strategic size asset, which I do think has, very strong potential to become Australia's next new operating virgin deposit kind of greenfields development. Solid ounce production profile. This is a big, long life mining opportunity, low cost structure, and I think the exploration potential at the moment it's been a lights on moment for us, and I think we're just beginning at Apollo Hill.
Great upside potential there, Ian. Thank you so much for joining us from the helm, and thanks you for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did filming it. Be sure to subscribe to all of our YouTube channels to be up to date with market commentary, analysis, and of course exclusive CEO interviews.